Hi, this is Everetts Watercolors, and welcome to Simply Drawing with Everett. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitch, and in the studio tonight with my wife Gloria.
Hello.
And Simply Drawing with Everett, I'm going to do a little exercise tonight, and the subject is going to be linear perspective, and I think it's very interesting. Some artists and some students out there had trouble with perspective. So let's try to narrow some things down and give you some examples. I've got a couple short exercises tonight which I think will be very helpful. So let me go over to my drawing table and let me get started. Okay, tonight I got all you need. If you're going to draw along with me, I'm going to just have one sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, piece of sketch paper. That's all I have. I've got a 2B, 4B pencil for drawing, and I'll darken it up with my Sharpie pen. Okay, and I got a small kneaded eraser to make to erase construction marks and stuff like that. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, the 1-point perspective. The rules there are that two parallel lines and looking at a horizon line will converge to a vanishing point. And if you see here, I got a photograph over here of a vanishing point. It's a roadway which is on flat ground. So this 1-point perspective works well on a level ground, a level road, for example. So first of all, let me start drawing over here on my chart here. I'm going to draw a parameter for my drawing, which is a little box, a little rectangle, and it'll be about 5 by 4, something like that. Just a little rectangle. That's going to be the size of my drawing. Okay, and I'm going to have the horizon line. First of all, you need to identify a horizon line. I'm going to have the horizon line just a little bit above halfway. That's the horizon line up here. So I've got this box from top to bottom. I got the horizon line about right there. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select a vanishing point. Now, I don't want the vanishing point in the center. I'm going to move it off, like on the photograph here, it's off to the left. So I'll move it over here, about the 1/3 point, or a little less than half, about right there. So my drawing right now, I've got a box, and I've got the horizon line, and I've got the vanishing point right here. So let's mark this. HL. HL stands for horizon line. Okay? That's HL, and that's going to be the vanishing point. I'll put VP. That's the vanishing point. Those are two most important things is locating. Now, parallel lines now from the vanishing point they will move out. So let's just like we have in a drawing here. I'm going to start out here. I'm just going to go ahead and draw this in, and you make it as wide as you want, but the reference here is a pretty good start. Okay, now if you need a straight line, I don't need a straight edge, but if you need a straight edge, you have a ruler with it if you want to draw a straight line. Just right from the vanishing point out to the width of the road. And you can make the width of the road any distance you want. I just happen to select it just about like this. So we have two lines that are parallel. Those lines parallel will meet at the vanishing point, right back here on the horizon line. Okay, now for example, let's put some telephone poles there. Let's start out here with one over here on the left hand. This telephone pole. Let's just pick one. Let's say we have a telephone pole out here on this side of the road, and it's going to have a perspective line also. So I take the bottom of it and move it to the vanishing point, and I take the top and move it to the vanishing point. So I have two construction lines now. I have one from the bottom of the pole, and I have one from the top of the pole to the vanishing point. Okay, that's the construction lines. All right, now so let's say I want to put a second pole in there, and I say I'm going to estimate it's about right here. Okay, and if we're going to add more poles, down, the way you do that is that they will fall on this line right here. But where do they fall? Well, I'm very lucky here because what you do, you pick the halfway point of the second line, and you draw a line from there, from the one corner down to the other line, so that you have the center line, center point of this second pole. Draw the line halfway through that halfway point all the way down to the bottom. That will locate the next pole in sequence. So if these telephone poles are all equidistant, then that would be the location of the next, and so forth and so on. Okay. Now over here, let's put over on this side. Let's put a fence post in. Let's put a fence post. Now here we're not going to go quite as high. We'll say we'll come about right there. Going to put a fence post. Okay, the first rule then is to draw the bottom. You draw the bottom into the vanishing point, because it's parallel. It's going to be parallel with the road. The fence line will be parallel with the road, so we know we can go use the same vanishing point. And then we go to the top of the pole. Okay, and then we can select any width you want, and as far as you want, you can just say, let's make the second pole here. Okay, now any future poles that you select, if you want to keep them all equidistant, then again, we pick the middle point here, draw a line from the top of this one down to the bottom here, and that locates the next pole, equidistance. Okay? All right, so let me draw this in. Let me draw it in with a Sharpie so we can see. Okay, I'll put the horizon line in. We'll darken that up a little bit. There's a horizon line back here. That's the viewpoint we have when we're looking out toward the horizon. That's the HL. We selected this as the vanishing point right here. And we drew in the first line of the road, the left side of the road to here, and we draw the right side of the road, depending on how far you want to make it in your drawing. I decided to make it this wide. Okay, so that's the road. Now we're going to put some poles. Let's say now we put the telephone pole out here, and we have a little dimension to it. And then we get the same because the poles are going to be parallel to the road. They're all going to have the same vanishing point. So that I'm not going to draw this line in, but to the vanishing point, that would be the base for the next pole, and the top to the vanishing point, that would be the top of the pole, and we can draw that in. Okay, that's the second pole. Now, if we're going to have equidistant poles, the next pole in line, I showed this. You go to the middle point, you go to the center point of this pole here, then draw a line through the center point down to the base. And you draw that to the top of that line that goes, so that locates your next pole in line. And you keep on doing that as far back as you wanted to go in your drawing. And the same way with the post are. Let's take the post on the side of the road. Fence line over here on the right. And we got lines, the same, they're going to be, this fence is going to be parallel to the road. So the vanishing point would be lined up with the bottom. And so that would locate the bottom of the pole right here. And then the top pole would be lined up with the vanishing point. So that locates the top. So that locates that arbitrary, we selected that one there as our distance. Now if we want another pole next to that, same distance apart, then we go to the middle point here. We go from here to the middle point, and where it intersects that line on the vanishing point to the base, and that intersects the top of that pole, intersects with the line to the top of the poles. So that's how you would locate that. Then we can put in if it's going to be a wire fence or something like that, put the wire up on top. Okay, then we can put any kind of landscape in here. We can put trees out here in a landscape, something like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shade this in. So I'm going to take my sketch and wash pencil. This is sketch and wash, and I've got a water pen. And I'm going to draw. I'm going to go ahead and put in the shade. I'm going to shade in the road. So with a sketch and wash, I very quickly put in the sketch and wash. Now this is a liquefiable graphite, and I can shade in. I can shade in here, and I'm going to put the sun over here. Sun's shining down here. So if the sun's here, then the shadows put shadows on these poles. Okay. That would give us some direction of light. It gives us the direction of the light. Okay. And the same way here. Okay. So we're just having a little fun here with our drawing. Okay, then I'll take the water pen and just go ahead and darken this in. So the sketch and wash is a really good tool to have to do a quick sketch. Sketch and wash pen. I have it on my website, everettswatercolors.com, and the water brush is also available. There's the road in, and I can go ahead and darken in the post, the shadows. Okay, then we have a nice little drawing. Okay, so that is the rules for a 1-point perspective here on a flat surface. On a flat surface. All right, now the second example I'm going to show, we're going to do a 1-point perspective on an uphill winding road. Uphill winding road. Okay, so let's see how would we do that. Well, okay, number one, I'm going to start with a box. So this is not going to be as wide. I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. It's got a vertical format. So I'm going to come down here, do a vertical format. I'm going to have a construction box here, or just a drawing box. Okay, that's my drawing area. Okay, and I'm going to put the horizon now up about right here. Up here about the top fourth. Okay, so right now the drawing looks like this. I've got a box, vertical format, portrait format. Then I got the horizon line up here, about 1/4 of the way up, right here. Horizon line. Okay, now so let's say our road starts down here at the base, which is going by the photograph, and so you want to start with the width. This shows just a portion of it. Now, if we're going to turn left, then we need a vanishing point and above the horizon line. So we're going to put one out here, outside the box, over here, and be about right there. So I'm going to put that vanishing point. That's vanishing point number 1. And instead of drawing a straight line by freehand, I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler. So now what I do is I've selected this point here as the turning point. I'm going to put in a construction line here. That's the left side of the road. This will be the right side of the road. Okay, so far we got now we want to go up now. We want to go turn right. So we're going to stop here. The next turn is going to be this way. So we select the turn here, draw a horizontal line, just like I did here. And now the next vantage, I want to turn right. If you look at the photograph, I've gone left. Now I'm going to go right. So that vanishing point is going to be over here. So this is vanishing point number 2. And I'm going to draw those 2 lines in. So I'll go from the right side of the road to the vanishing point, and go to the left side of the road to the vanishing point. Okay. All right, that takes the right. Now I'm going to take one more turn. Let's say we go about this far, about right here. And now I make that left turn around the hill. So I'm going to use the same vanishing point, 1 over here. So I'm going to go over here, make the turn. So I'll go up here with a straight edge, easy to draw in. And go to the other right side to the vanishing point. Draw that one in. Okay, so there we have our road. All right, so let's darken in. Let's take a review now. I've got I started down here at the bottom right. That was the length, that was the width of the road here at the bottom. I want to make a left turn, so I put the vanishing point over here above the horizon. And I drew those lines down to the edge of the road. Then I chose a right turn up here, so I drew a horizontal line. Took a second vanishing point over here to the right above the horizon line and drew those lines in. And then on the last one, I selected a point where I make a left turn, and I go toward the vanishing point number 1 again, this way. Okay, so that's how I constructed that. Now, what I want to do now is I want to draw this in. So let's draw the curve in. What I want to do is I want to go in. I want to. If you look at the photograph, there's a cliff come down here. So let's draw that in. I'm going to put that in about right here, and that will come down. And this will go along the edge of the road. Then there's another part. There's another hill coming down this way, and it will come down here with some ragged edges. Okay. All right. So let me draw it in with the Sharpie. Okay. I'm going to draw on the horizontal. There's the horizontal line. That's the horizon line right there. And these are the 2 starting points down here at the base of the drawing. And then I'm going to let's start up here. I'm going to start up here I'm going to start the road this way, and I'm going to smooth this out. It's going to come a curve like this. So those turning points just help me navigate the width of the road as it's moving uphill. This one's behind a little rise here, and we turned here to the right, and it's going to turn left and go behind the cliff right there. Okay, so that's the road. Okay, all right. So let's draw. Then we draw in the rock over here, the rocky face here of this part of the mountain over here that's going up, and this is the edge of the road over here. Then there's this second little hill coming down in the front. We can bring that down here, and that would come on down to the edge of the road. It's got some vegetation up here. Now we can draw in some stuff. Let's say back here, way off in the background, we've got, let's say we got a mountain. So back here on the horizon line, I can go ahead and put in a mountain. Back there. This right side of the road here, you can see from the photograph, it's got a little edge out here. It comes down and it comes across. Comes along the edge of the road. Then there's the road edge along here. Okay. And so let me take the sketch and wash pencil again. I'm going to go ahead and color in the. I'm going to shade in the road. The roadway is what we just drew by two vanishing points and 3 sets of construction lines. So we have a road that's curving uphill, and it's winding, and we measure the winding by how far we want to turn by another vanishing point over here. So there's vanishing point number 1, and here's vanishing point number 2. I'll keep those visible. Okay, then take my water pen, and we'll shade this in a little bit so we can see the roadway. And this is going up the hill. Okay. Then we can draw in. Now we can go ahead and shade in some vegetation. We can go ahead and put in some maybe some grass up here on top of this hill. We can put some grass down here. Give some little texture. There's some grass over here on the right side of the road. We'll put some over here. So we can go ahead and put in elements here on the road. Here, this is some grass, some rough texture up here on this hill. There's some grass up here. There's some grass along the edge over here. So we can start filling in some of the stuff that you want to draw and making your drawing. Another thing we can do, we can draw in some cliff lines. This is the edge of the cliff. This is the edge of this cliff here. Give us some dimension. Yep. Good. I have several videos on the Sketch and Wash pencil also. Go to my website, everettswatercolors.com, or you can also go to YouTube and just go Everetts Watercolors, and you can find Sketch and Wash pencil demonstrations. I've done several drawings and several paintings using the Sketch and Wash pencil. And let's say I want to add a river in here or something down here on the. I could put a little river here passing through, so I can dress up the drawing. Okay. So from the sketch, I'm not going to put the tree in there. I mean, that's a tree. You can add trees and bushes and so forth. But I want to get across to you how to draw a winding road going uphill.
Will the references be on your website?
The references here are in the video. The video will be on my website, everettswatercolors.com. There's a close-up of the drawings. This is the one I did with the one-point perspective with flat surface, a flat road. This is the drawing where I got the winding road going up a hill. And I used the vanishing point out here to get this curve. And I used the vanishing point over here to get this curve. And then I used the same vanishing point to get going to. So I went left over here, right over here, then back left again using the same. So I used two vanishing points above the horizon line. Above the horizon line. And there's the photograph that I used as my reference. You can take a look at that. You can do a snapshot of that on the screen. You can try that yourself. And here's a snapshot. You can take a snapshot of the flat road surface, of the one-point perspective there. So you can try both of those. You can try both of those drawings, and that would be a good exercise. And I think I've covered that pretty well. I've got let's see, smooth out. Yeah, simply. Okay. One-point perspective, straight lines with the flat surface. Here we have two vanishing points because we have a turn left, vanishing point 1, turn right, vanishing point 2, and then turning back left again to vanishing point 1. So that gave us the curve, and then the distance away gave us the width to showing us that we're going uphill and curving, uphill and curving. The vanishing points above here makes the road narrower, and going and turning is the two different vanishing points. Okay, so let me go to my main. Let me go to my main. Go back to the main camera. Okay, well that was an exercise in one-point perspective, and there are several things you can do with one-point perspective. You can use it on landscapes, which I did here, drawing roads. You can do it for drawing buildings. You can do it on a seascape where you got rocks that are lined up a certain way, or you have some structures. Usually man-made structures are more important because the cityscapes is another way you could use a one-point perspective with a cityscape where going down a streetway or a roadway, you can get that one-point perspective with buildings on the side of the road and so forth. You could even do one-point perspective in still life. I did a drawing of a Thanksgiving table with silverware and so forth sitting on the table, and you can do the same thing. Put the almost like the roadway. You can make the roadway look like a tabletop, and then you can put your items on top of the table and do the same thing. So you can do all kinds of construction with a one-point perspective. Landscapes, seascapes, cityscapes, even like I say, indoor drawings around the room, or you can do a still life. That's also very, very easy to do. So any questions, you can put them on my comments below. You have questions, I can do a follow-up on this if I find comments on the video, and I can get back to you and give you some answers, okay? And you can communicate with me on my website, everettswatercolors.com, and also on Facebook. If you want to go to Facebook with my Everetts Watercolors art group on Facebook, and you can download a copy of a drawing you did or whatever and share it with the group there. Everetts Watercolors art group on Facebook. Okay? So, I will not be here next week because it's Thanksgiving. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, holiday, so we're going to take the Thursday off. We'll be with our family and friends. And I want to wish you all out there a happy Thanksgiving and have a safe holiday. If you're traveling, be careful and drive safely. And I'll be back here at 7:30 for Simply Drawing with Everett, probably 2 weeks from now. That'll give me some more time to get some more drawings ready for you. Okay, and also on that following Thursday after Thanksgiving, I'll be back at 2 o'clock with my Everetts Watercolors watercolor demonstration. So at 2 o'clock watercolor, if you're interested, tune in, and also tune in at 7:30 on Thursday for my drawing demonstrations. So we'll see you next time, which will be the week after Thanksgiving. And you all be safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.